Gentleman yields. I now recognize Mr. Crane, the gentleman from Arizona.
Thank you,
from a border state,
Yep.
for his 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Marin, thank you so much for coming here. I want to thank the panelists for coming as well. Ms. Marin, in your opinion, how many more beautiful young Americans must be brutalized, raped, and killed by people who weren't supposed to be here in the first place before this administration does anything about it?
There should be none. There should have, my goodness, when in February of 2023, media blasted all over national TV stations all over the United States pictures of hundreds of thousands of immigrants swarming towards our southern border. Biden and Harris administration could have stopped it before they even reached the border. They could have said, stay in your country or stay in Mexico, and then vet them one by one. So they saw them coming, and they opened the doors and just allowed everyone to come in.
Thank you. Sheriff, why do you believe that border walls are racist?
Well, Reagan was against border walls. He told Mikhail Gorbachev, tear down this wall. The Soviet Union said they were emerging into an era of freedom, and he said, prove it, tear down the walls. Only 8% of the world's land borders have any structure at all, not a wall, not a fence, not even a line of rocks. If you go through Europe, Asia, Africa, Latin America, even the Canadian border.
That's not what I asked you, Sheriff. I said, why do you believe they're racist? You said in your written testimony, and certain policies smack of racism. For example, a wall was never suggested for the Canadian border.
Well, yeah, the Canadian border is known as generally a white population, whereas the southwestern border is generally a brown population, so it smacks of racism. And Title 42 was never aggressively enforced on the Canadian border.
Sheriff, do you think that if the mass majority of illegal immigration coming into the United States of America was coming from the northern border, that Americans would demand the same thing?
I don't know.
I think you probably do know that, sir, because it's not about race with the American people. Matter of fact, most American people support legal immigration. It's the illegal immigration. It has nothing to do with race. Sheriff, do you have a wall at your house?
A what?
Do you have a wall at your house,
No,
Sheriff?
I do not.
Do you have a front door on your house?
Yes, I do.
Why not just leave it open, Sheriff?
I leave it unlocked, but, I do have a door.
Yeah, most people have walls and doors on their house, not because they hate the other people on the outside. It's because they love the people on the inside, Sheriff. What about prison? What about prisons, Sheriff? They have walls around them as well. Are those racist?
No, I would say they're not.
Yeah, they're not. What about the White House? It has a wall around it too as well, doesn't it? Do you think that's racist? Do you think?
I didn't say that walls are generically racist.
Okay, well, you said, and certain policies smack of racism.
Yes, it does.
Right.
Proposing a wall on the southern border and not the Canadian border.
Well, I just told you, where's the majority of illegal immigration coming into the United States, sir? Northern or southern border? Go ahead.
Probably the southern border.
Yeah, you know it is, okay? Thank you. All right. Sheriff, did you have to swear an oath to the Constitution of the United States to become sheriff?
Yes, I have multiple times.
Are you familiar with Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution, Sheriff?
Can you remind me what it says?
It's often known as the Invasion Clause. The U.S. government guarantees the protection of our states from invasion and domestic violence.
Yes, I've heard that.
Okay, so could it be, Sheriff, that part of the reason we suggested a border wall, because anybody that knows security understands that a wall is just one part of a security system designed to keep our citizens safe of all races? Could that be it, Sheriff, and maybe not racism?
No, I don't think there's an invasion, and there's not a clause been activated in the Constitution that, suggests that this is an invasion. It's not an invasion.
Yeah,
it's the same thing I've seen my whole life.
Yeah, well, I think Ms. Morin and other moms who have lost their children brutally raped, murdered, drug off into the woods would highly disagree with that comment. And if you looked at the data and the graph that's been presented here today, it's obviously an invasion.
It's not a
so much so,
invasion.
hold on, I'm not done yet. So much so that Kamala Harris has actually changed her position now on border security because she realizes what a complete catastrophe it is. Mr. Heidke, you've been a Border Patrol chief. Do you agree with Sheriff Hathaway here that implementing a wall as part of a security system is racist?
No, I do not.
Have you ever seen a wall that stopped one race of people from getting in and allowed other races of people to come into the country? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Didn't think so. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. I now recognize the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Menendez, for 5 minutes questioning.